I have to put my UFO earrings in. Ow. So today there seems to be a lot of conspiracy theories out there, and I try to avoid them like the plague, but today we're gonna tackle them head on, all right? We're gonna discuss them and we're gonna make fun of them because these are top 5 space theories that will literally not go away. I'm also a little bit concerned because guess what? I did a lot of Googling about conspiracy theories and I'm worried about my targeted marketing ads coming up in my future, but that's neither here nor there, so let's go. All right, let's start with the #1 most popular conspiracy theory. The moon landing was fake. Oh my God, how many times have I heard this? Obviously, my grandfather going to the moon has been a nice little window into people berating me about their fake news landing theories. But for the first time, I'm gonna get into it. So here's what they think. So looking into the history of this, it started in 1976 by a guy named Bill Kaysing, a former US Navy officer with a degree in English. Keep that in mind. So the dude had absolutely no knowledge of rockets or technical writing, but somehow was hired as a senior writer in 1956 by Rocketdyne. He must have had one hell of a resume. The company that builds the F-1 engines used on the Saturn V rocket. Then he served as the head of the technical publications unit at the company until 1963. And then he wrote this book titled, We Never Went to the Moon, America's $30 billion swindle. I can't. The book says things like the chance of a successful crewed landing on the moon was calculated to be 0.0017%, and despite close monitoring by the USSR, it would have been easier for NASA to fake the moon landing than to really go there. Okay, but the thing is, it was really hard to go to the moon. I don't know if anyone is debating that. I haven't done the calculations, but it was hard and we did do it. Well, okay. So moving on, then in 1980, the amazing Flat Earth Society, we'll get into that in a second, accused NASA of faking the landings and thought that they were staged by Hollywood with Walt Disney sponsorship based on a script by Arthur C. Clarke and directed by Stanley Kubrick. My question is this: if we did fake it, why did we do it 6 times? And what the hell happened with Apollo 13 where they just like, you know what guys, we're gonna make a little bit of drama, all right? What about the footprints on the moon that you can see with the telescope and on the satellites? I'm so confused. #2, the Earth is flat. Oh my God, I can't believe we're still talking about this in 2020. Like, I've met so many flat earthers recently. Actually, I was in the back of an Uber way before the pandemic, and the driver was actually a flat earther who thought I was a plant sent by the CIA. So the Flat Earth Society, these people argue that the horizon is always at eye level, which they say would not be possible if the world were round. Okay. They also say that there is no full movie of the Earth rotating from space, which is anyways, they think that it's CGI. And by the way, the International Space Station takes a live video of the Earth that orbits our planet 16 times per day. When I asked the driver what the edge of the planet looks like, because if it's just like this, like what happens on these sides, she said that there was a massive ice wall that all the governments together protect. And then I asked her if she had seen Game of Thrones because that sounded oddly familiar. And she asked me what was Game of Thrones. So there's that. 3, NASA is a lie. This one is hard to fully understand, but basically NASA's whole function is not to explore space, but to generate space-related hoaxes. So I'm not gonna go into this one because I mean, it's just that. It's not really in depth, it's just that NASA is fake. Okay, but here's my question. What happened to the Apollo 1 fire? And what about the rocket launches? Like, where do they go? I'm so confused. 4, Area 51. I mean, this one I can actually see. I have a very active imagination. So basically, the story of Area 51, which I did a whole video about previously. In 1959, a paper published a story with the headline, More Flying Objects Seen in Clark's Sky. And they said this object was a, quote, bright green in color and descending towards the Earth at a speed too great to be an airplane. Ooh. But according to the CIA, they were secretly flight testing the U-2 CIA spy plane, and that's what it was. But some people were like, I want to see damn aliens. But the government was like, no, I don't want other countries knowing about these planes. But a Freedom of Information Act basically forced them to declassify the documents. I can kind of understand this theory. I mean, why not? You're not allowed to know what's going on there. You literally can't fly over it. It is a no-fly zone. So I mean, sure, I can believe that there are aliens there. Do you guys see that documentary with Will Smith called Independence Day? Great stuff. I learned a lot. Number 5, last but not least, is that the moon will turn green. Ha! Back in 2016, there was a rumor that the moon would turn green because several planets had aligned and would cause a green glow. This was supposed to happen on April 20th and again on May 29th for the first time since 1596. Wow, that's a long time. So pretty interestingly enough, this might be a shocker, but the moon never turned green. Oh my God. Although it can appear red during a lunar eclipse, it is never going to turn green. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say never. A columnist named Joe Rayo debunked this green moon myth. He pointed out that the full moon actually took place on April 22nd, 2016, and speculated that April 20th day on the green moon might have to do with the holiday, the 420 holiday. Good imaginations, but better luck next time, folks. All right, that's all we have today for the top most ridiculous conspiracy theories. Leave a comment about your favorite theory, or maybe mention another theory that I didn't talk about. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you next week. Thanks everyone so much for tuning in on Conspiracy Theories. Oh, I like that noise. So why don't you guys leave a comment, like, subscribe, and make sure you wake up every morning to this amazing frame and my long bangs. Okay guys, see you next week.